Hey guys, this is UC from iTradePrice. Hopefully everybody is having a good long weekend. It's almost over. Tomorrow is a trading day, so just going to try to go over a few of the charts that I am looking to trade next week. So let's get started. Here's a chart of GRWG, Grow Generation Corp. This is a weekly chart. So each price bar here represents 1 week worth of trading. And right now you can just visually see that we are in a nice uptrend, right? We're making higher lows and higher highs, a series of that. And this last week, we saw a little bit of pullback here in the weekly time frame. You can see it's sort of a doji looking bar, not perfectly doji, but just sort of a, somewhere in between, where you have an equal length of upper shadow, right? And an almost an equal length of bottom shadow with the majority of the action right here, or at least, it's just kind of holding that price level. So let's dig into the daily time frame and see what it looks like. So right now, weekly time frame suggesting uptrend. Okay, now where do we target our entry? So here's the daily time frame. Okay, now you have to kind of create a little bit of story going into the chart. So I always try to start from the left side here and kind of work my way into the right side of the chart and see what kind of story I can develop, right? So starting from here, you can see every time the price was coming here around 51, 52 level, it will give top wicks or top shadows, whatever you want to call it, and was having a hard time breaking out from here, right? So the price would come here, gets rejected. So it kept on doing that and then kind of moved all the way down, touched the trend line, gave us a bullish setup, right? So this is a bullish setup for a few reasons. Number one, this is a bullish bar, like a hammer bar, right? This means that the buyers tried, the sellers tried to keep the price down, but then they couldn't keep it down all the way. Towards the end of the day, buyers stepped in and put the pressure back on, and the prices came back up, right? Number two, this was the resistance, right? So now it acted as support, right? This level right here. So that's a good level to kind of get into a trade from a risk and reward perspective, because if you get in right here, let's say towards the close of this day, and your risk can be just this much right here, like almost, I don't know, $4 or $5, and you can try to make 2 times of your risk, right? So you could have tried to make, hey, I'm going to take a trade here, enter with a $5 stop loss, and I'm going to try to make $10, right? So it's a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. So if your entry was 46, you would be looking at 56 to come out, which some kind of, came right here in about 3-4 days. So that's your trade. Either you can trim and raise your stop loss on the remaining shares, or just kind of put a trailing stop of, let's say, $2-3 and just see how far you can squeeze out. So yeah, that kind of a thought process has to go in. All right, moving forward. So what happened is, once the price get up above this level 52, it broke out of this level, right? It broke out of this level, made a nice move all the way to the upside, and then it got sold off and rejected at 68 level, right? 67.75 to be exact, but we'll just kind of round it off to 68. It kind of got rejected and came back down towards its prior resistance, right? So this was resistance. Now this area should act as support, right? Theoretically speaking, at least, right? That's why we got this nice bullish looking bar on Friday. I would have liked this bar to have closed towards the more 58 side, but it's okay. It's not bad looking. It's a good bullish 2-bar, 2-day pattern, right? So what happens is, I'll try to see if I can buy this stock if it sells off a little and it gives me an entry here around 55, and my initial stop loss can be 50, or if I get an entry below 55, let's say 54, 52, my stop loss can be below this uptrend line, right? Because the stock can still kind of move down a little bit and then move back up, right? So you want, again, A lot of people try to catch the bottom and try to sell it at the top, but nobody knows that, right? So you have to give yourself some room to be wrong, at least in the short term, because you're trying to, not try to cherry pick the bottom or anything, because nobody really can. I mean, yes, you can if you get lucky, but then, you try to give yourself some room so that, hey, if the stop keeps coming down a little bit, even after my entry, I still have some room, or I can just, I'm going to take a half position size, and then I'm going to add further down if it bounces from this trend line, or if it goes above this resistance of 58 level, which is the Friday high. So I'm going to add once it closes above 58, and then I'm going to put a stop loss of let's say 52, my entry, or just raise it towards 55 so that it ensures at least a green trade. But that's the thought process, right? So this is a good chart, nice volume, and that's always a good thing to see the volume backing. I drilled down to the 30-minute chart, and I just wanted to kind of show you a little bit in a lower time frame as well. You can see that 52 level, right? On Friday we gapped down, right? We sold off a little, but buyers came in really strong and took the price all the way up towards 58, and it kind of went sideways from there. So good bullish price action, confirming that this is a good level of support, 51 area. So I'm looking, if it goes above 58, 53, 59 here, we can definitely go for a gap fill, right? So we have a gap in the price from Wednesday to Thursday. So we have like the 63 to 60, like almost a $3 gap that it can try to fill on the upside, right? Because the next top level resistance in the shorter term comes in around 60, I would say, and then probably around 64, because that's where all the these touches are. Another chart I like is NIO. Here's the weekly time frame chart, right? Again, let's start off a little bit towards the left side. We have this nice move to the upside, broke these highs right here, and you can see this was the resistance on the way up, and now it's acting as support level, this whole 55 to 52 zone, right? The stock has not been able to breach this 54 level on this recent pullback. So that means this previous resistance is a good support level now that it has been holding for all this time. All right, that's well and good. Let's get into the daily time frame for some more breakdown. Okay, so here's the daily time frame. Okay, you can see we were trading in this range for the past, 2 weeks almost, right? So it was stuck between 59 on the top side and 54.4 on the downside. So almost a $5 range that it was trading in for the most part. We broke out last week with a nice bullish trend bar right here, but it got rejected right here. That's the resistance now. 64.6 is the resistance, because we have multiple touch points there. 1, 2, and 3. Every time the stock comes here, it gets rejected. So that's an effective resistance now. But this recent pullback, as you can see, the underlying price action or the price bars are not aggressively bearish, right? We have bottom wicks, right? It's not a big bearish bar like this where you have only a top wick and there's no bottom wick, which would have shown that there are buyers. But over here we can see there are buyers, and they're trying to kind of bottom fish and buy the dips. So nothing too aggressively bearish, right? And it's holding this this range. Top was the resistance, so now it's holding that one because we haven't been the stock has not been able to break down from this 59 level, so it can be a nice short-term support here, right? So we can see a little bit of bounce here towards 63. Let's dig into a lower time frame and see if it can give us any clues. 30-minute time frame, nice looking bars. Again, it's reconfirming that notion that this 59 was the resistance. As we broke out, it's coming down now, and it's coming down in a nice sort of a methodical channel, right? So we have this channel line that we need to kind of see that if it can break out of that channel earlier in the week, let's say if it opens up here and then makes a move up, that will be a break of this downtrend line. And if it breaks out of 60.7 as well, Don't really have a whole lot of resistance here, so it can easily move towards 62 and then just kind of get choppy right around here and slowly move towards 63.3. If it breaks down, I would look for, let me erase this thing a little bit. I can look for a breakdown from this level towards, say, 58.2, or even if it goes down there, this channel's bottom trend line can provide support, and this can be a good buy the dip area. You know, if it comes down to that level, I will certainly be buying. So keep yourself open. We don't know how the price will behave, how the price will act in the morning, but you should be ready for it. You should make plan that if A happens, I'll do this. If B happens, I'll do that. That is how you follow the price. That's the concept of following the price, because you don't predict the price. We don't know where the stock will trade or what it will do, but we can make a plan and react to that plan when it comes together. Okay. Hope you guys like this little tutorial video slash analysis. If you have any questions, comments, please don't hesitate to reach out. Okay, you can always contact Annie or myself. We'll be more than happy to help. Thank you.